Next is from Nick Reed, and the subject is Selfish Punk. G'day, fellas. Punk refused to drop the belt and instead crown an interim champ is beyond stupid. My guess is Punk wanted to keep it because he's egotistical and selfish, and given Tony Khan is in love with him, decided to go down this path. My question is, if it was Adam Page or anyone else for that matter who got injured while champ, do you think they'd have to have done the same thing? P.S. I have a suggestion. I suggest you stick to your rule and not take any suggestions from everyone. Should we suspend this guy for that?
Yeah,
because that's still a suggestion.
Trying to be funny and it isn't.
Right. I will say AEW is their own deal. They got their own principles. They got their own way of doing it. They got rankings and stuff. My guess is Punk, being a guy that was in UFC, was like, well, I should just be like, just do what the UFC does.
That is
the
what
guy
they
keeps
do.
the belt.
And how do we know? How do we know he didn't refuse to drop it and it was Tony's idea? So we really don't know.
Nonsense. And it's no big deal. It's absolutely no big deal at all. They got you obviously don't
like Punk,
and they've done this before. They made Sammy the interim TNT champ when Cody was out for a couple of weeks. So there's a precedent set.
If WCW did this, the mindset would have been, wait a second, we have to make another belt that's going to be like $20,000, and they would just say, well, we're not spending the $20,000 to make a new belt. We'll just he's got to drop the belt and do whatever. Right. So honestly, that's two ways you look at it. If you're the office, either do what they did, and you make another belt. If they got no problem making another belt, it's not cheap, but you have two belts. Who cares?
All right, you want to?
That was complaining much ado about nothing. There,
yes,
to be honest with you, right.
Yo, what up? This is Konnan, and I host Keeping It 100, my co-host, Disco Inferno, unfortunately.
Well, I'd say you're my co-host.
Listen, every Thursday here on Spreaker, we talk pro wrestling, sports, movies, music, TV, pop culture, and some politics. It's everything the rest of the pro wrestling podcasts are not.
Tune in to hear myself, the superior one, educate and inform.
Tune in to hear me bury Disco.
That's very disrespectful.
Join us every Thursday on Spreaker and keep it 100. Boom!